You've got the softest coils, girl. Little mist, little brush, boom, perfect section.
And Madam CJ would be proud of all this love and care. She built an empire on healthy hair. She sure did.
Welcome everybody to Read to You 365, where we read to you books about you.
Hey y'all, we're the Young Scholars. And this right here, boom, Madam CJ Walker, the beauty boss.
Written by Janel Rodriguez. Art by Subi Bosa.
But first, let's look at all the pictures. My name's Cristal, and I'd like to read to you today. Madam CJ Walker, The Beauty Boss by Janel Rodriguez. Scholastic. Illustrated by Subi Bosa.
Okay, first things first. We can't get into this book without first getting into the words. Words matter. You really need to know them to understand the story better. Take it away, Miss Cristal.
Vocabulary. Orphan, a child whose parents have died or are not able to care for them. Ambition, having big goals and working hard to reach them. Abolished, something unfair or harmful was ended and made illegal. Entrepreneur, someone who starts their own business or idea. Philanthropist, someone who uses their money or time to help others. Enslaved, being forced to work without freedom or choice. Experimented, trying different ideas to see what works.
Whenever you hear this magical sound, a bright chime rings, that means we've used one of our vocabulary words. Now, understand this. Madam CJ Walker didn't just wake up one morning with a mansion and a hair empire. She pushed, she planned, and she hustled. This book? It's got chapters, lots of them. We're only dipping into a few today. If you want the whole story, the struggles, the shine, all of it, you're gonna have to get your
Own book. So make sure you click the link in the description. Now let's get going with our story. The Rise of Sarah Breedlove. Before she was the beauty boss, Madam CJ Walker was a poor orphan girl named Sarah Breedlove. Life was hard for Zara, but she had dreams of a brighter future. When I grow up, I'm going to make something of myself and do great things. Just you wait and see. And her dreams came true because she worked hard to make them happen for herself. I made it. Sarah Breedlove, she did it all like a boss because she was one. A proud, respected, and admired leader who developed a very successful line of hair and beauty products and helped thousands of people live better lives. Hair is power. Hashtag boss. Let's learn more about Sarah Breedlove, or Madam CJ, and how her ambition, business sense, and concern for the well-being of others made her America's first self-made female millionaire. Next chapter. In essence, Sarah was born December 23rd, 1867 in Delta, Louisiana. She married Moses McWilliams, and they had a daughter, Layla. Sarah died on May 25th, 1919, at the age of 51 in Irvington, New York.
You know what's fly? Miss Madam CJ Walker. She started out in a little weatherbean shack. Hair goods in a tin, dream in her pocket. And then she flipped it to a whole mansion. Big windows, stone lions, the works. So when I tell you Madam CJ Walker went from a shack to a mansion and them big dollar stacks, believe it.
Known for. Madam CJ Walker was known for inventing a line of hair and beauty products, being an entrepreneur, never giving up, employing thousands of black women, being the boss of a big company with employees all over the United States and beyond, becoming the first self-made female millionaire, being a generous philanthropist, supporting civil rights. I got my start by giving myself a start. Madam CJ was successful because she took a chance on an idea and believed in herself enough to see it through. Quote, "I am not ashamed of my past. I am not ashamed of my humble beginnings." Next chapter, humble beginnings. Sarah's parents, Owen and Minerva Breedlove, were born into slavery on a plantation in the state of Louisiana. They were forced to work for long hours every day for no pay because they were enslaved. Where she was born, black people had been declared free. This one's different. It's like she knows she's free. The end of slavery in America. The Civil War started in the United States in 1861. In it, the Union, the group of states also known as the North, and the Confederacy, the group of states also known as the South, battled over slavery. The Union wanted to abolish it. The Confederacy wanted to keep it, even expand it. But the Union won the war in 1865. And that same year, the 13th Amendment officially abolished slavery in the United States. Once free, Sarah's parents became sharecroppers. This allowed them to keep or sell some of the crops they harvested. Sadly, this barely improved their living condition. By the time Sarah was 7 years old, both of her parents had died, leaving her an orphan. When she was 10, she moved to Mississippi to live with her older sister, Lavernia, and her husband. There, instead of going to school, Sarah helped her sister with the hard work of picking cotton. Unfortunately, Lavernia's husband threatened Sarah badly. Sarah wanted to get away from him and cotton picking as soon as she could. She married Moses and moved away when she was just 14. When she was 17, she became a mother to Lelia. Next chapter, a problem presents itself. In 1887, Sarah's husband Moses died. She now was a 19-year-old widow in search of a better life again. Sarah decided to move again. She joined her brothers in St. Louis, Missouri, and found a job washing clothes for $1.50 a week. Life was hard for the poor young mother. Her small home had no running water or electricity. Sarah had very little time to care for her child or herself. She didn't wash her hair often because she didn't have indoor plumbing. This caused very bad dandruff and scalp infections. Her hair started falling out. It left visible bald patches on her scalp. Ugh, now I have to cover my head, and scarves are not my style. In those days, doing laundry was backbreaking work. It required hours of scrubbing clothes with the washboard and bucket. Next chapter, looking for a cure. Determined to find a cure for this problem, Sarah experimented. She washed her scalp with a mixture of soap products that she used for the laundry. She asked her brothers, who were barbers, for advice. After trying different methods and products, Sarah discovered that a product called Wonderful Hair Grower worked best. Even better, it had been created by a black woman. Who was Annie Malone? Annie Malone was the businesswoman whose company made the wonderful hair grower Sarah used. Like Sarah, she would go on to become successful, wealthy, and charitable. A brand is born. No one knows of how Sarah heard of Annie's hair products.
Did she see an ad in the local newspaper? Hair grower for sale made by a black lady. Did a salesperson knock on her door? Hello, excuse me, hair products for sale. Heard you got a problem.
Did a friend recommend them? After seeing Sarah struggle with hair loss? Just checking. Because I got questions.
Whatever the reason, Sarah saw working for Annie as a way to better herself. She began selling Annie's products. Not long after, Sarah moved to Denver, Colorado. There, she married a man named Charles Joseph CJ Walker, a newspaper salesman who had moved from St. Louis like her. I am now Mrs. CJ Walker. It has a nice ring to it.
Madame sounded French. Paris, the capital of France, was the world capital of beauty. This made her new name sound even better.
Throughout her struggles, Sarah was inspired by the example of women from her church. They reached out and helped her when she needed work, tutoring, childcare, and advice.
Sarah promised herself that one day she would be the one helping others, not just the one being helped.
In Denver, Sarah continued to sell Annie's products, but began dreaming of bigger and better things. Literally, here's a quote. In a dream, a big black man appeared to me and told me what to mix up for my hair. I made up my mind I would begin to sell it. Here's the dream. Sulfur, copper sulfur, beeswax, petroleum jelly. That sulfur stinks like rotten eggs. Let me add coconut oil and African violet to make it smell better. To buy those ingredients, she needed money. So she took a second job as a cook for a pharmacist, Edmund Schultz. Some people think Mr. Schultz told Sarah what ingredients to put in her formula. We'll never know. What we do know is that little by little, Sarah bought the ingredients and started experimenting in her lab, which was really her a dream comes true. Sarah finally made a formula she was happy with. At that point, she stopped working for Annie and began to get her own wonderful hair grower ready to sell. Her husband worked as an admin and he helped her by putting an announcement in the newspaper.
Having a good article on the market is one thing. Putting it properly before the public is another.
You see this? Photographs of Sarah, aka Madam CJ Walker, were right in the ad on purpose. So readers could spot her face, recognize the name, and want to try her product. Brilliant move. Back then, a picture built instant trust. You knew who the boss was and that her hair was flourishing for real.
This is one of Sarah's earliest newspaper ads. In it, she modeled her own healthy head of hair. She is referred to as Mrs. CJ Walker here. Not long after their marriage, Sarah changed her name and used the more dignified title of Madam CJ Walker instead. Good afternoon. Can I interest you in my wonderful hair grower? Look what it did for me. Hey, I know you. I've seen your face in the paper. Little by little, Madam CJ introduced new products to her line. She had learned that the most effective way to market them was to demonstrate how to use them. Sometimes she did so by washing and styling her own hair in front of potential customers. Other times, she washed and styled theirs for free. Either way, the results spoke for themselves.
This shampoo feels amazing.
That's how Madam CJ would have wanted it. Growth in every bubble.
She built an empire with healthy hair. We're carrying that torch.
And I am loving the results.
Soon, orders started pouring in. When she made enough money, Madam CJ opened a beauty salon where women could get their hair done using only her product.
Guys, welcome to Afro Diaspora Dreams.
Our salon is all about celebrating our roots.
And honoring the legend, Madam CJ Walker.
Every product on these shelves started with her genius.
And check out these fresh styles.
She also trained hairdressers and other salespeople, whom she called agents, to work for her. Some of her hair products came in small round tins with her picture on the cover, like this one.
Okay, so here's the thing. We hate to do it, but we gotta stop the story right here.
I know. It's painful for us too.
But if you want to see what happens next, you gotta click the link in the description.
Promise it's worth it.
I love you. Thanks for watching. This is a CJT Production.